Welcome, everyone. Thank you so much for coming. Thank you, Charles. Thank you. My name is Elise Dewsbury, and I'm the Artistic Director at New Musicals, Inc. here, the building that you're in. We also have our Executive Director back there on the camera, Scott Guy, and our Founding Director, John Sparks, in the back of the room. The Stages Festival of New Musicals was established 21 years ago in Chicago by John Sparks and Joan Mazzanelli, and they did it there for many years, and then when they stopped doing it there, we decided we would revive it and bring it here. So we've been doing it for a number of years. We do it every other summer. And what it is a weekend packed with readings of new works that are in development, meaning these scripts are on their way towards being ready to be produced, but they need to get in front of an audience to see where they're at. Many of the things that we'll be doing over this weekend have just had major revisions done. And so this is an opportunity for the writers to get to hear the new draft for the first time and see what works and what doesn't in what they did. So you'll find that you have comment cards. We would love it if you could fill those out, and the writers will really appreciate the feedback. It'll be very useful. And this particular piece, what else did I want to say before I move on? Oh, we have lots of other events coming up. Tomorrow night we have the Max Factor, an ice cold reading where the actors will be handed the books as the audience comes in, and they won't have seen it before, and they're just going to sight read and sightsing through the whole thing. On Saturday we have 3 events. We have a reading of Big Noise and a reading of the Plot to Kill Charlie Chaplin and The Flesh Trade. So those are at 1 o'clock, 4:30, and 8. And then on Sunday we have 2 events, Pickpocket at 2 o'clock and Got Musical at 6. Got Musical is our annual compilation of excerpts. So there's going to be bits and pieces from everything that happens this weekend and other things that we're developing. So it's a wonderful weekend of new musicals. We are also live streaming even as we speak. You see cameras and stuff all over the room. You see on the TV screen over there. You can say hello to the world. That is what's going out right now to YouTube on our live stream. Wow. And we have 3 cameras, and you can see that they can switch between the cameras whenever they want, and that's what the audience watching on YouTube will see. We'll also record it so that it will be available for future consumption as well. But that's what's going right out to the world right now. So tonight, the piece that you're going to be hearing is called Across the Street, and it is by the writers who are in the room, Dean Alexander, and at the other end of the aisle, Janet Hay. Now, you may or may not know that when the collaborative team that put together West Side Story was getting started, they had the idea that maybe they would make this be about Jews versus Irish, but of course we know historically that they wound up going in a different direction. But Dean decided that left an opening for him to go back and do the original idea and create an East Side story. So this is about the Irish and the Jews in pre-war New York. And it's been developed in what we call our sandbox, which means Dean and Janet have been just sort of working with us when they get a chance. They come down from Wrightwood and work with me. They've gone through several different drafts. This is they've had a production in the past. They've had various developmental steps along the way, but this is a fairly major rewrite since then from all the feedback that they've been given, and so they're getting a chance to hear how this is going to sound. It is a full-length show, and it has 2 acts. We will take an intermission between the acts. It is a big, epic show, and we only had 3 rehearsals for it, and Janet has been working like crazy to get all the scores ready, but there's a lot going on in this show. I'm going to be reading stage directions from sitting over here, and it's possible occasionally I might yell out a page number, get people back on track because there's a lot going on in here. I might stop the action if we have a real train wreck and say, let's take that one again from the top, just in case. This valiant troupe behind me that's had those 3 rehearsals, the cast of the show is about 33 people, and you see 13 people here. So they are sharing a lot of different roles between them. We basically have tried to put the Jews on this side of the stage in blue, and the Irish on this side of the stage in green, so that'll help. Now, there are a couple, because of all the double casting, there are some moments where it's not going to be quite that clear. So I want to point out a couple of those for you, so when you see them happening, you'll understand what's going on. So up there, Andrew, who looks like a Jew at this moment in time. He plays Jewish Uncle Jacob. He plays a Chinese boy, a teenage boy named Lee Chung. And he also plays the Irish thug Butch Callahan. All right? So he's a busy boy. He's an international performer. Behind me here, Ryland Shelton. Who's Jewish right now. He plays the Jewish father, Akiva Leibowitz, but he also plays the Irish thug, Mike Finley. So Mike and Butch get together. Yeah. So they go from thug to awesome, great. And then we have over here Veronica McFarlane, and on the Irish side, she plays the very young 10-year-old Irish girl, Ella Rose Kelly. But she also, almost in back-to-back scenes, plays the decidedly Jewish and womanly 16-year-old Tessie Feldman. So there's a big change there. Great, awesome. Thank you so much. So we invite you. Yes, questions? Well, I had to pick sides, right? So I have to admit, I choose the Jewish side because I made that choice 25 years ago and I'm sticking with it. And my husband is glad about that. So, actually, who am I telling? It was 37 years ago. Anyway. So we invite you to use your imaginations. I'm going to be reading stage directions to help you imagine where we are, but we count on you to add all the bells and whistles and understand what's happening. Our actors will stand up when they're in a scene, sit down when they're not, unless they're in chorus. So you'll get the idea, but we ask you to paint the picture in your head of what you're actually seeing and join us across the street. 1939, 8th and C Streets, New York City. The street of small tenements is divided by culture, politics, and beliefs, the Irish and the Ashkenazic Jewish. In Kelly's Market, on the Irish side of the street, a radio plays Benny Goodman's Sing, Sing, Sing as Ryan Kelly enters and changes the station to a broadcast of Father Coughlin's anti-Semitic rant.
This is Monsignor Charles Coughlin of the National Union of Social Justice, broadcasting to our more than 30 million radio listeners. We have lived to see the day that modern Shylocks have grown fat and wealthy, praised and deified, because they have perpetuated the ancient crime of usury under modern racket of statesmanship. Jewish financiers are attempting to take control over world politics.
This nation is Christian, Monsignor is right. Support Father Coughlin, fight the good fight. Your elders of Zion would use us as tools to increase your power and plot your world rule. Our fucking jobs across the street, street gangs and mobs across the street, no human rights across the street, just Coughlinites across the street, pro-communists across the streets, more prejudice across the street,
Red Menace Jews
across the street. It's World War II. We're afraid that you've made us all fear you, and we know we don't want to be near you. Stay away and we pray we won't meet across the street.
I heard you have horns, I hear you have rabies, your noses are large to sniff out Christian babies.
You train them of blood to bake into Montever Passover feast.
To bake into what's up?
O'Connell, O'Rourke, O'Reilly, O'Malley, you're here from New York, straight from Hogan's Alley. You patties, you mix, you biddies and bridges, and still yellow kids, you're all mental midgets. No top hat or bolster can bolster your race with your monkey behavior and simian face.
Katie and Ella Rose Kelly enter the Leibowitz grocery. Benjamin Leibowitz, alone in the store, comes forward to serve them. Ella Rose longingly looks at the stand full of Cracker Jack boxes.
Can I help you? You look lost.
I need 10 pounds of corned beef, leaned, but with some marbling. What's the cost?
Oh, Miss Kelly. Kelly's Market, at Mr. Mason's math class. Are you all right?
Our father died last night. I'm Katie Kelly. That's Ella Rose Kelly.
I guess you know we live across the street. I was born here.
I remember. I hope that I'm not indiscreet. Had your father been ill?
We thought he was doing better.
I'm so sorry for your loss.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Benjamin takes out a corned beef and hands it to her.
No charge today, I'll tell the boss.
I shall pay 184, then show myself out the door, and then the two of us will call it quits.
Benjamin Leibowitz.
She's not always like this. She likes you, trust me.
McEwen, Ella.
She sure has a funny way of showing.
My brother Ryan doesn't like you at all.
Shush, McEwen, Ella.
Hates you, I don't know why.
Benjamin gestures for Ella Rose to take a box of Cracker Jacks from the display.
One more thing before I go.
Something else that I should know.
I would like to ask you that you not say I bought this.
From a Jew.
Rosie! Rosie!
Oh, that's your brother, Ella Rose. Get on home.
Goodbye, Ella Rose.
Goodbye, Cracker Jack man. He's nice, Katie. You need to be nicer.
Get along now.
Bought something from Shylock the Jew, the merchant of Venemus.
Shylock who?
The Merchant of Venice. Read it sometime. It's Shakespeare.
If it's Shakespeare, then I should. Goodbye.
Bye.
Goodbye for good.
We're afraid that you've made us all fear you, and we know we don't want to be near you. Stay away and we pray we won't meet across the street.
Ryan, where's Ella?
Safe at home where you should be.
I was just going home with this corned beef.
You bought from them after they washed their hands in our blood. My twin sister. And you took Ella Rose.
Ella Rose idolizes you. She sees you as the new head of the family. So act like it.
I am.
Ryan, back off. Don't hound me.
I don't believe it, Katie Kelly. You astound me. Jews and Jews and Jews and Jews, they're all around me. Once we were the only store. 8th Street never needed more. As they arrived, the street was split. We watched our market turn to shit. Across the
We ran out of corned beef and I didn't want to walk 6 blocks to Murphy.
Dasbury holding his coffin, and you're buying food from people who put him there. Feed it to Goliath.
I am not going to give it to a dog.
Too selfish.
For shellfish, you never eat bacon. You don't eat each other, unless I am mistaken. The God that you worship, our money, your cash. When you have all of ours, who will act big and brash? You will. We'll end up in the trash. We will. You fight just for fun, it often gets savage. Fueled by potato, corned beef, and cabbage. It didn't take long for Kiva Leibowitz to trash my father. What you most fear is no bottle of beer when you're drunk as a skunk getting up off your rear. The next bar is not too far. Your retreat across the street. Your shell across the street. Horseradish smell across the street. You fight like cats across the street. You breed like rats across the street. We'll never meet across the street. You wear strange hats. Yes, we have our own reasons to shun you. It's too bad we can't simply outrun you. Stay away and we pray we won't meet across the street.
They're running a little family business like us.
Not like us, Katie. You want to talk about business? Okay. Jew business? Pack it up. We're through business. Food, Jude, and screwed business. Go stick that on our store window and another copy on Da's coffin.
You've been listening to that feckin' Father Coughlin.
You got that right, sister. And when we're through, I'll bet you we will own them. And with guile, then I'll smile while I stone them.
Katie returns to Kelly's market. Ryan picks up a rock and aims it at the Leibowitz store, but then wheels around and throws it at the Kelly store window. The glass shatters as a scream, and then vicious barking is heard on stage. Ryan darts in the direction of Kelly's market, but is cut off by the shadow of a dog.
Ah, shit, Goliath!
Akiva! It's kosher chaos out here.
Never mind, Esther. Who's minding the store?
Who threw that last rock? Shout out your name, step out of the shadow or hide in shade. The first rock to spark the flame so long ago. All we know, you're the ones to blame.
Inside the Leibowitz store, Benjamin grabs a knish and rushes out.
No dog could resist Mom's meat knish.
He goes outside and tosses the knish to the unseen animal.
Here you go, Goliath. It's delish. Good dog, Goliath. Good dog. No more growling, no more bark. Guess me and Mom Mama hit the mark. Are you okay there, little lass?
Katie looks out from the broken window of the Kelly store, nursing a bleeding arm.
A little cut from flying glass. Little lass, my ass. How did you get the dog to back away?
Threw him a knish Mom made yesterday. Behold Goliath conquered by a pie.
Doggone.
Yup, doggone. If you're looking for a David, here am I. Well,
Katie Kelly,
Benjamin Leibowitz.
do you do that kind of rescue all the time, Mr. Leibowitz?
Every day. But only with big dogs. Goliath dogs. Well, medium dogs too.
Smooth move. I'd even call it
I should be getting back.
Cracker Jack.
Bye now. Take care.
Bye, Cracker Jack man.
Hey, Jew boy! You have to stay across the street.
Over here, you're kosher meat.
I don't want no tishkas in my Irish stew.
We are us and you are them.
Warming up on anti-Sem.
Anti-Semitism, it's hard stuff, but we love it.
Punishment.
Banishment.
Much too good for you.
We're not anti-Judaica, we're only anti-Jew. Punishment.
Banishment.
All that we can do.
We're not anti-Leibowitz, we're only anti-you.
Leave him alone. I screamed. He came to my aid.
You should have called this the Red Cross instead of the Star of David.
Ryan, Butch, and Mike begin to chase Benjamin until they corner him.
We need a grand inquisitor to torture and torment. He'd be a welcome visitor.
Got a room to rent.
We need another pharaoh to drown each firstborn son. We'll sign up to help him because it will be fun.
Stop it, you guys. Stop it now.
Why are you sticking up for the Jew?
Yeah, why, Katie?
There's gonna be a fight!
Punishment.
Banishment.
Wait until we're through.
We're not anti-gefilte fish, we're only anti-few. Banishment.
Punishment.
More than you ever knew.
We're not anti-Shabbat Shalom, we're only anti-you.
Butch, bottom of page 11.
Hey, Ryan, let's do my favorite. Hey, man from Russia.
I told you, Butch, it's Haman from Persia.
That's what I said.
We need another Haman to plot against the Jews. Now we'll all shout amen, how could he refuse? We need another Haman to plan another deed. Who the hell can blame him? Eradicate the breed. Gotcha, Jew.
Ryan begins to beat Benjamin savagely.
That's for plotting with your father against us, sending my father to an early grave. And that's for being a commie.
Benjamin breaks free and runs back to the Leibowitz store.
I didn't do it, Pop! I didn't kill Mr. Kelly! I'm not a commie! They don't even like us in Russia!
One God our Father, one God in three, send us Messiah to light to see. Your chosen people, this world's Messiah, awaiting Mashiach, awaiting hell's fire. Across the street, across the street, across the street, across the street. God our Father, one God in three, send us Messiah to light to see. Your chosen people, this world's Messiah, awaiting Mashiach, awaiting hell's fire. Across the street, across the street, across the street, across the street.
Father Coughlin is heard again on the radio.
If Jews persist in supporting communism directly or indirectly, that will be regrettable. By their failure to write communism as vigorously as Nazism, the Jews invite the charge of being supporters of communism.
Scene 2. meat over one eye.
All right, today again with the meat. You did that yesterday.
Yep.
That's one of your father's best cuts of beef.
Don't worry, Ma. I washed my face first so you can still use it.
Listen, Benjamin, I saw you with the shiksa before her brother and his hooligans attacked you.
And?
So, did you learn a lesson, Benala?
Which lesson is that, Ma? Don't talk to people who are different. Accept the blame for everything bad that happens in the world. For everything bad that has ever happened.
Talk to your father, Benjamin. Talk to him a little, Akiva.
Yes, dear.
Did you complete the order for the shindig at the gym?
Yes, dear.
Did I tell you Jacob is coming in from Long Island?
Twice, dear.
He's depressed. You need to cheer him up.
Benjamin, you get the weekend off. I hired 2 men in your place to load and unload. You might want to stop by the gym tomorrow. Your Uncle Jacob will be there.
Swell.
Do you want to talk about the fight, Benjamin?
It wasn't really a fight. And I don't really want to talk about it, Pop.
Okay.
Okay.
Let's see then. So, what did you think of The Merchant of Venice?
Read it last month. Saw it last week at Yiddish Theater.
Oh.
I'm not really up to discussing Shakespeare, Pop.
Do you know why New Yorkers are always depressed? The light at the end of the tunnel is New Jersey. Did you hear about the old Jewish woman who was so orthodox that she wouldn't sleep with the butcher until 5 hours after she slept with the milkman? A little off color, but you're old enough, huh? Don't you get it?
Yeah, I get it, Pop. She didn't want to violate kosher by mixing milk with meat.
The old woman can't have romantic flings and still preserve her value system. They don't add up.
I think I see now.
No grocer can tell you how to add 3 bowls of borscht plus 1 pork chop. We're the borscht, she's the pork chop.
Well, maybe I'm not an old Orthodox lady, Pop. Or maybe I add up things differently. I heard Goliath barking. I heard her crying for help. What was I supposed to do? Ring up the cash register and hope it was scare him away? I'm not built that way, Pop. I'm going to go out to the stoop for a while.
All right, son. I'll be here. Hey, don't tell your mother about the old lady joke, eh?
No worries, Pop.
Benjamin climbs out onto the fire escape to the stoop. Katie enters. She has a copy of The Merchant of Venice.
Benjamin! Hey, Benjamin! Over here! How are you? Are you okay, Benjamin? I got the blood out, most of it anyway. Talk to me, Benjamin. Please say something to me. Hath not a Jew a face and eyes? Hath not a Jew 2 arms, 2 hands? I read The Merchant of Venice. You told me to read it, so I did. Dimension, passion, and intention, fashioned like a Christian man. Why do they laugh at my laws? Spit upon all that I do. When I press them for a reason, the reason is I am a Jew.
Am I not warmed by summer sun?
Are you not warmed by summer sun? By winter winds, are you not chilled?
Am I not hurt with the same weapons made like a Christian man be killed? The villainy they teach, I will execute, then they will feel my reach underneath my boot. If you cut me, don't I plead? and strike back against their hate. I hate Irish.
I'm Irish, Benjamin. You can't take that piece away. I don't want you to. Maybe I should leave.
No, don't go. I don't mean you. I could never mean you. Or Ella Rose. How is she?
Needy, withdrawn. Won't say hello to Ryan, runs away from him.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Ryan's convinced that the business used to be better on 8th and C.
Before the Jews moved in, I guess my parents fled here from Russia just in time to cause the Depression.
That's not what I mean.
Then what do you mean?
My brother listens to Father Coughlin broadcasts. Now Ryan blames the Jews for taking away business and pressuring my father into poor business decisions. He thinks your father helped to kill my father.
You believe that?
Of course not. Wouldn't be here if I did.
Kelly's Market serves the Irish. Leibowitz serves the Jews.
But that's not the way Coughlin tells it, and that's not the way my brother hears it.
So I'm supposed to walk in Ryan's shoes because he listens to that Meshuggah on the radio. Oh God, I'm turning into your sorry-ass brother. Last week, I'm Jewish Rye. This week, I'm Jewish Ryan.
I'm gonna go home now, Benjamin, while you figure out who the hell you are.
No. Stay, Katie. Please stay. I got it figured out. I'm a jerk. A depressed, angry jerk.
You said it, not me.
I don't want anyone to see me. I got beat up in front of everybody. I feel like another victim about to happen. Trapped inside the damn store by my parents and now by the street. Time to trade in my Bible for brass knuckles.
Interesting swap.
Jews were real battlers in our Bible. Your Bible is more about peace.
Ever hear of Benny Leonard?
Sure. Right here on 8th and C, his old neighborhood. Jewish street fighter becomes world boxing champion.
Ryan said he's coming back to promote boxing. Renovating the old gym, all are welcome.
Don't get it.
If you learn to box, you'd...
Get my confidence back. Swell idea, Katie. Maybe Benny could show me some kick-ass street moves.
To get your confidence, Benjamin, not revenge. Please promise me that.
Ryan's okay training in a gym owned by a Jew.
No, he's not. Said he'll leave the gym as soon as the time is right.
Time. Oh, big shindig tomorrow. I told Ma I'd help with the knishes. Pop hired 2 guys to take my place loading and unloading.
A reception for Benny Leonard?
Bet you're right. Thank you, Katie Kelly. See you soon, I hope.
See you soon, Benjamin. Training, not revenge, remember? Promise?
Promise.
A festive 8th and C. Uncle Jacob, Benjamin, and the Jews lined up on one side of the street, Ryan and the Irish on the other, with Joey Fogarty. Both groups hold signs. Welcome, Benny Leonard. We love Benny Leonard. 8th Street, home of Benny Leonard. Benny Leonard and Buck Ayrton enter. Cheers, whistles, and shouts are heard. Benny Leonard stops to greet an elderly Jewish woman, Mrs. Weintraub.
Mrs. Weintraub.
Benele! My granddaughter.
Shayna Poonen.
Sei gesund, Benele.
Sei gesund, Mrs. Weintraub. Hey, Benny, over here. John Fogarty. Stop the lights. How are you, you big bollocks?
Hey, it's a jammy day to see you, Benny.
And that fine door full of a woman you won't marry?
Ah, she has a tongue that would clip a hedge, but a pair of puppies that play in her blouse.
Benny Liner. Or should I say Benny Leonard?
Jacob Klein. Thanks for the birthday card. You always remember.
My nephew Benjamin Leibowitz. My old pal, Benny Leonard.
Always good to meet another Benny. I'll talk to you later, Jacob.
Oh, thanks, everybody, for this wonderful welcome home.
We can't hear you, Buck.
My name is Buck Ayrton, for those of you who don't know, and I had the great privilege of being the first manager of the gentleman standing beside me. He needs no introduction.
Then don't give him one.
But I'll give him one anyway. He was the lightweight champion of the world from 1917 to 1925. He fought over 200 fights, A few even messed up his hair. As head trainer of Catholic Youth Organization, he's now coaching our boys to take on Packy McFarland's lads in Chicago. 8th Street's finest, the great Benny Leonard.
Thank you, Buck, for those kind words. A big hand for Buck Arrington, my assistant director of the renovated Benny Leonard Gym and Boxing Center. Buck will be taking the lanes later of boxers who want to participate in the Labor Day Tournament Challenge. So, challengers, get ready. Let me say, it is great to be back in the old neighborhood, especially knowing that I will not be fighting.
No soapboxes to sit on between the rounds.
Only the one I'm on right now. Everyone is welcome to train here. No exceptions. 8th and C is my home on the east side, where Jews and Irish live as neighbors. Our goal is to beat those boys in Chicago. Any questions?
Where do I sign up to train?
Check in with Buck.
When are you going to tell us your favorite stories, Benny? I'm too old to train, but not too old to listen.
Oh, your fights with Irish blokes, Benny. Jewish, Irish, Donnybrooks.
Well then, let me step aside for a little boyo by the name of Joey Fogarty, standing right there.
When was you ever little, Joey?
In a backyard out in Drydock, 4 ashcans loosely tied, became the ring of reckoning, which gang would preside. The Jews and Benny Lina, the Mix and Fogarty. I was the bigger, stronger man.
As fast as I could be, wearing woolen underwear cut down to the knee.
Cut down at the knee.
Ring colors couldn't save me.
I knocked poor Joey out, and though they had each paid 1 cent, his gang began to shout. In spite of all agreements, a Donnybrook broke out.
It turned into a Donnybrook, a fist that missed, a punch that took. It turned into a Donnybrook, boisterous and loud, a wailing, flailing, free for all, that made old Ireland proud.
Hey, Benny, me and Joey was at your melee with Conifrey at the Empire Club in Harlem. 16 was the year. Fighting Frankie Conifrey was an Irishman to fear.
I was a lightweight prospect, a new young Jewish hoe, for settling ethnic rivalries amid the Tweedside roads. Frank the harder hitter, perhaps I was more clever. Before the bell rang in the 6th, I knocked him out forever.
Our friends enraged and rowdy, especially upstairs, started throwing bottles before they threw their chairs. It turned into a Donnybrook,
an uppercut,
and quick left hook. It turned into a Donnybrook, boisterous and loud, a wailing, flailing, free for all, that make old Ireland proud.
Hey, Joey, who was your rootin' for when Benny here fought Frankie?
I was cheering for Conifrey when the 2 of them were battling, but in cheering for Benny when Frankie was fighting.
Oh, maybe Joey should run for mayor.
Hey, Benny, tell us about Jimmy McHarlan taking your measure at the end. The young tiger versus the old lion.
My offense had no rhythm, my defense had no rhyme. I was punched into submission by Jim and Father Time.
A shame that Jim McFarland didn't fight you in your prime.
Jimmy was only 12.
Probably could have whooped him good.
It turned into a Donnybrook, a fist that missed, a punch that took. It turned into a Donnybrook, boisterous and loud, a wailing, wailing, free for all, that make old Ireland proud.
Battle dance!
Irish grab shillelaghs and the Jews canes. Music continues as they celebrate with vivacious dancing, representing simulated battle of friendly rivals.
Any other questions for Benny? Benny, I hear you wasn't a hard puncher when you started out. I heard you was what's called the East Side Powder Puff Kit.
Well, you heard right.
How did you increase your punching power, Mr. Leonard?
With plenty of training and slower footwork.
Heavy training, slower footwork?
Yeah, that's right, son.
Remember, you promised me the training was to be a confidence builder and not a weapon for revenge.
Yeah, I remember.
My third trainer, George Ingo, wanted me to be a great defenses fighter as well as a heavy hitter.
And now for the Labor Day Tournament Challenge. Which of you young bucks is ready to throw down the gauntlet?
Ryan Kelly, middleweight, undefeated.
Oh, there's a young man eager to accept the tournament challenge and train with the great Benny Leonard.
I didn't say I wanted to train with him. I'll show up on Labor Day, that's it.
Not many young boxers would pass up the
I
opportunity.
learned to fight from my father, Robert Patrick Kelly, from Dublin, Ireland. Not Benny Leonard or Benny Leaner from Christ knows where.
Okay then, who's ready to accept the challenge of Ryan Kelly?
I know, training only.
There's still plenty of time for challengers to sign up then.
Uncle Jacob, I'm learning to box. Could you help me with equipment?
My nephew's a boxer? The only boxers in my family work strictly with cardboard. Come to my store on Long Island. I have a half-price sale on boxing equipment for Benny Leonard's birthday. But for my nephew, everything's free.
Thank you, Uncle Jacob.
Top of the line. And bring your pretty girl with you.
Scene 4, a sign reads Jacob Sporting Goods. Benjamin and Katie walk to the store as Uncle Jacob inside hangs posters of Jewish boxing champions and Benny Leonard's birthday, 50% off sale. Customers come in and out.
He invited you even if you didn't hear it. Don't wait for me to cross my heart.
I won't.
You just say hello, he'll just say hello. Who knows? You might even like each other.
Do I get to be the shiksa or the goy?
Yo, Yiddish is coming along nicely.
Oi.
Just 20 minutes, maybe less.
Your own boxing equipment to make you feel more, I don't know, manly?
Listen, Katie, if I can't be a man in my own eyes, how can I be a man in yours?
But you're my crackerjack man.
I can't base my manhood upon a single knish lobbed at a mangy, medium-sized dog.
A Goliath dog.
Please, walk through that door, my pretty lady.
Mein Scheine, my Della.
Can I help you? Benjamin and the young woman from 8th Street.
Katie, this is my uncle, Jacob Klein.
Pleased to
Uncle
meet you.
Jacob, Katie.
Pleased to meet you, Katie.
Pleased to meet you, Mr. Klein.
Call me Uncle Jacob. Mr. Klein sounds too formal.
Thank you, I will.
Maybe I'm speaking out of turn, but I once chased after a beautiful Irish girl named Maureen Mahoney back in the army days.
What happened?
She was captured by my sergeant, Tim Murphy. I was best man at their wedding.
My mother never...
It's perfectly fine that Esther doesn't know.
Benjamin tells me that you know the champion, Benny Leonard.
Oh, yes. No, Benny, before he changed his name from Liner to Leonard. Didn't want his mother to know that he was going to be a boxer instead of a printer. Today's his birthday, you know? I always send a card like clockwork.
Did you ever get to see any of his championship fights?
Yep. I saw Benny fight whenever I could. The Irish, Italian, the Negro fighters, the cream of the crop. Saw all the great Jews.
What other great ones?
Bonnie Ross, Harry Lewis, Lou Tendler, Kid Kaplan, Abe Goldstein, all world champions, all Jews, 25 and all since 1910. If you count Maxie Baer, the heavyweight fighter.
Why not count Maxie Bayer?
A Jewish father, Scottish-Irish mother. Max himself was married to Mary O'Sullivan. And the rest is kind of a tough yet delicate question.
No problem, Uncle Jacob. Benjamin and I have both been through the ringer lately.
You see, Max Baer wore a Star of David on its boxing trunks, as big and plain as your fist. But what also stuck out like a sore thumb to make a poor comparison was only evident to the other boxers in the locker room.
He wasn't circumcised.
If he had called me, I would have done it for free. Which means...
Thank you, Uncle Jacob. I know what it means.
Thank you, Uncle Jacob. That's very generous of you.
Which brings me to another point. Every man needs some personal protection.
I got it, Uncle Jacob. Benjamin needs a cup.
You'll excuse us for a moment, Miss Kelly. You know, your mother, my dear sister, is going to take your relationship lying down. Be on guard for any low blows. Now, Benjamin, You want boxing gloves, trunks, footwear, jump ropes, sweats, and a top-of-the-line mouth guard, in case you get socked in the kisser. So you'll still want to kiss him.
And who provided that gem about Max Bear?
Leo Bodner, a.k.a. Kid Poncho. Fight is constantly in and out of the locker room, dressing rooms, you know.
Max Bear sounds like an interesting man. Not afraid to break with convention, finding his own road to happiness.
Well, sometimes. But that road has some pretty big bumps. People love Maxie, and Maxie loves people. But he always has a punch like a mule kick. He's blamed for the death of 2 fighters. Struggled with the guilt. Great guy, big heart, hard puncher.
The death? Of 2 boxers?
The bell rings as a customer enters.
Oh, this whole Gibbetzer as a customer. Try some gloves on him, Benjamin. I'll get a feel for them. Shouldn't be too long.
Kibitza is a meddler. Can you help me lace these up? Katie, come back. Don't go. Look, I'm taking them off.
Where's she going?
She had to go unexpectedly. She told me to tell you goodbye. I'm going to try to catch up with her at the station.
Well, tell her I hope to see her again.
Sorry, Katie. My uncle can get carried away.
Max Bear's story was no tall tale, Benjamin. Boxing's dangerous. Wish I hadn't suggested it. Wish Ryan would quit.
Well, then let me lessen the risk.
How?
Wear protective headgear.
And?
Not spar with heavy weights. Just middle of the road. Middle weights.
Lucky me, I'm the monkey in the middle.
Scene 5 in the Leibowitz kitchen.
How's the training coming along?
Real good, Pop. I'm working every day on the heavy bag, increasing my punching power, getting ready for the fight of my own fight.
I hear from the men at Temple that Kelly's a brawler.
Not fighting Kelly, Pop. Just training to build my confidence.
Heard that Kelly has a lot of knockouts.
Not fighting Kelly. Training so I won't have to fight. Training to keep a promise.
For middleweight, Kelly's really very strong. That's what I hear.
So, I'm getting strong all the time. Those bags of flour iron low, piece of cake.
Maybe find a different way to fight. In case you need to.
What are you saying? I'm not strong enough? Can't hold my own? A pushover? A patsy? I hit the heavy bag till my hands bleed.
What I'm saying, son, is this. If you're gonna fight, you need to fight smart.
Smart, huh? Smart like a good boy chick smart? I know why you don't want me to mix it up. It's the store. How smart am I? If I got hurt, who would take the daily deliveries? The sacks of potatoes and flour? The pickle barrel? Me getting hurt would hurt your business. That's it. That's
Benjamin, calm down, please. Vanilla, listen. There's a story I must tell you. A tale true in any age. How our David fought Goliath with his skill not out of rage. Goliath standing 9'8", about 500 pounds in weight. The biggest man alive. His armor and his ego great, 500 pounds all filled with hate. He'd crush his foe, he couldn't wait, as David first arrives.
Keep your David and Goliath, keep your facts and Philistines. There's no giant,
you're defiant.
I will win by any means.
Beside him David looked so small, about as tall as our King Saul. How could he not be slain? Now from his pouch he draws a stone. Through Israel a heartfelt groan. The stripling youth now stands alone against his foes' disdain.
Keep your David and Goliath, keep your fabled Philistines. There's no giant,
you're defiant.
I will win by any means.
Am I a dog? You come at me with staves and stones, still slippery. I'll feed you to the fowl. And David whips his sling around and lets a stone fly at the giant. A stone sank deep into his head. The mighty Philistine fell dead. To other towns his army fled, raising up a howl. Strategy, discipline in business, on the battlefield, in the ring.
Discipline be damned.
Now I'm fighting supermarkets. This A&P I've got to stop, or they'll put us out of business. Every David, Mom, and Pop.
Yours is not a shepherd story, no damn contest to be won. This is all about agenda, your store passed on to your son. Keep your bagels by the dozen, go recruit your cousin Shell. No turn for me as family grocer, no sir, I'd rather burn in hell.
Such tumult, what is all this, David and Goliath?
Every day I'm digging deeper, but when life becomes too much, I lean on my inner David, up and fighting on one crutch.
Unloading supplies day in, day out, training in the gym day in, day out has made me strong, Pop. Strong enough to take care of myself, strong enough to make my own decisions, strong enough to be my own man.
No luck with Benjamin?
Esther, do you recall the biblical passage, the stores of the fathers will be passed on to the sons until the third and fourth generations?
Sounds familiar. Where does the Bible say that again?
Akiva, chapter 1, verse 1.
He needs to know, Akiva. Now, we were only newly married.
Sorry, go back to page 45. Come back inside, Benjamin.
Come back inside, Benjamin. Your father and I need to share something with you. Something we've kept to ourselves until you were grown up enough to hear it.
This might not be the best time right now, Mom. I've got a lot on my mind.
I think it is the right time, Benjamin. Your father knows something about David fighting Goliath.
Yeah, fighting against a giant supermonkey.
No, this is not about profits and bottom lines. He's old enough. We were only newly married when the pillaging began. A Cossack burning houses, a burly, bearded, vulgar man. Tell him the rest, Akiva.
Esther screamed and I came running, saw the torch held in his hand. I fought there in the darkness. My father, your grandfather, taught me how to fight smart. He broke my leg. I broke his wrist.
The darkness gave your father only a momentary advantage. The soldier was much bigger, stronger. Akiva did what he had to do. Your pop became my hero then, and now my David in a world of men, my prayer and my amen.
Time for me to get Giant Slayer lessons from Benny Lynn. Goliath Slayer lessons.
We couldn't stay there anymore.
We We set sail to a distant shore.
New York, new promise to explore.
Our lives began again. So, Benjamin, be another David if you have to fight.
I don't have to fight, Mom.
So why all this David and Goliath? I'll never understand men.
Scene 6, Benny Leonard's office. The buzzer rings.
Come in, it's open.
Thank you, sir.
Sit down, son. I'll be right with you. What can I do for you?
Everything. I mean, I was wondering if...
You were wondering if I could help you become a better fighter, Benjamin. Benjamin Leibowitz, right? Jacob's nephew?
Well, yes, sir. I was wondering, I am wondering, if you could help me become a more confident fighter.
Did you hear me emphasize the importance of defense first? One more question. Why?
Got beat up on the street by Ryan Kelly and 2 of his buddies.
Because you're a Jew?
Because I'm a Jew. And involved with his sister.
I see. Instruction comes with gym membership for those who want it. Have you seen Josh Franklin train?
He's the real big guy, right?
Stand up. Take a swing at me. I said take a swing at me. I won't hit you back. Now, if Big Josh hit me, he'd send me through the office wall. You're no Big Josh. And he's no Benjamin Leibowitz. Now swing again. Again. Buck, could you bring in the,
Buck brings in a jump rope and exits.
That's your new best friend. An even better friend than Josh. Buck, could you bring in,
Buck brings in a record and exits. Benny puts the record on to loudly play Benny Goodman's Sing, Sing, Sing. They yell above the music.
You like Benny Goodman, son?
Sure, why not?
I love Goodman. He calls his music hot jazz. The music Goodman plays is the rhythm of the ring. Now you do your jump rope routine to this. It's called Sing, Sing, Sing. This music is your other best friend. Let it sing to you.
Benny turns the music up even louder as Benjamin begins to match the rhythm. Benny picks up a rope and joins in.
Son, you got more speed than Seabiscuit. You're a racehorse, not a plow horse, a thoroughbred.
Me?
That's right, you got a speed and a strategy to win in a knockdown fight. If you challenge man of war, muscular, mature, and you're not as fast as whirl away, you'll end up in manure. Now watch me. You gotta jab, 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 you gotta hook and cross, you gotta stick and move, show the man who's boss. You gotta jab, you gotta stick, you gotta move, you gotta dance around, you gotta move real fast, you gotta move your feet with glare and flash. You gotta jab, you gotta stick, you gotta move, you gotta prove, you gotta lift your game, or you're gonna lose. Buck, I need you to. First on guard, then a straight left jab. Now a big right cross, a little clinch and grab. A backward, forward, skip, left, right, skip, step. Now try it again, and give me one more rep. You gotta jab, you gotta stick, you gotta move. The punches landed bunches and adrenaline kicks in. Shut out the pain, and then your brain with strategy will win. You gotta jab, jab, jab. You gotta hook and cross. You gotta stick a move and show the man who's boss. You gotta jab, you gotta stick, you gotta move. You gotta dance around. You gotta move real fast. You gotta move your feet. You gotta move your. You gotta jab, you gotta move, you gotta stick it, move. You gotta buck. I need you to. A first on guard, then a straight left jab. Now a big right cross, a little clinch and grab. A backward, forward, skip, left, right, side step. Now try it again and give me one more rep. You gotta jab, you gotta stick, you gotta move.
If I'm not a big-time bruiser, still can't be a big-time loser. The only way to win my fight is make him miss both left and right. You gotta jab, jab, jab.
You gotta fake
You gotta jab, you gotta stick, you gotta move. You gotta jab, 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 you gotta skip, skip, skip.
Don't wear your trunks too tight, and they might rip, rip, rip.
You gotta jab, you gotta stick, you gotta move. You gotta jab, you gotta stick, you gotta move. I think I'm falling in love with boxing, Mr. Leonard. Don't tell my mother.
Maybe we have more in common than our names. I see a lot of myself in you when I was your age.
Seriously?
Seriously. Buck!
Buck enters with boxing trunks initialed with BL.
Try these on. They're yours, kid. For luck now. And maybe down the road as well.
I can't thank you enough, Mr. Leonard. I'll never take them off.
They'll look better without dress pants.
Thank you. And thank you, Buck. I mean, Mr. Ayrton. Sir.
Training classes are posted on Buck's door.
I'll get to all of them.
Benjamin exits as Buck solemnly hands him the rope and record.
And take your new best friends with you.
Scene 7, Katie sits on a park bench, lost in thought. Benjamin enters.
Lost?
Usually. Lost in thought. I'm thinking about what my future holds in store.
In store?
Not in a store.
You and Ryan are night and day. Ryan always loved the store. You curse it. He felt safe in the store. You feel trapped.
When did you get to be so smart, Katie Kelly?
What else is on your mind, mister? All the girls hoped you'd be their tutor.
Including you?
Mr. All the girls. What else?
I'm thinking about a certain girl.
Is she the one who was rescued by a Cracker Jack man? Is she the one who saw you clandestinely give her kid sister a box of Cracker Jacks?
Not much gets by you.
Nope.
When you call me Cracker Jack, you make me feel Jim Dandy. I'm the prize you find inside that bingo box of candy. All set aside, all fear and doubt, I'm confident I can. As soon as I can figure out my purpose and my plan to be a Cracker Jack man. Don't know which door to open, but there's no turning back. Right now, my heart is hoping my future's Cracker Jack. My stars are horoscoping.
What are the stars telling you, Benjamin?
Try everything you can to be a new Jew generation, real Cracker Jack man. Exploring every avenue, looking for direction.
And just like Cracker Jack, be more than sticky, sweet confection.
All set aside, all fear and doubt.
I'm confident you can.
As soon as I can figure out my purpose and my plan to be a Cracker Jack man.
You could be a congressman.
But not one of those crooks. Pop voted for 2 senators who turned out to be schmucks. Repaint the Sistine Chapel with my own 2 mitts.
Nah.
Maybe not a great idea for Leibowitz.
You could practice medicine, watch over us each night.
Or be another Edison, turning out the light.
A comedian like Groucho Marx, tipping his cigar.
Or maybe even president.
A kosher FDR, Franklin Delano Roosevelt. If you ran, you'd be the man. You all know which door to open, but there's no turning back. Soon you won't be groping your future's Cracker Jack. Your stars are horoscoping, they're lighting up the sky. Here's a new Jew generation, real Cracker Jack guy.
Oh!
I could be your vine to vine.
The Tarzan yell I do so well is just my jungle line.
You could be my leading man while I play Fay Ray. Would you?
It won't be long before King Kong is safely on the way. Could you? What girl would want a guy stuck inside a store? I can't believe you sold me fish as bad as a Uncle Kanish. If I could satisfy my wish, I'd boot them out the door. What girl would want a guy stuck inside a store? My poor wife bagging every gripe, sticker, bigger, bitch, and snipe, and I'm the spill she has to wipe there on aisle 4.
But what about your father?
Pop would like his only son to run the family store. Can't do what my father did for 30 years or more. No brown bags to carry out, no found cans to stack. Get me on track for Cracker Jack. Get me on track for Cracker Jack. I'll know which door to open, but there's no turning back.
No more mops
or moping. My future's Cracker Jack.
Your stars are horoscoping.
I'm working out my plan. I'll be a new Jew generation, real Cracker Jack man. With a Cracker Jack job,
and a Cracker Jack car,
and a Cracker Jack dog,
and a Cracker Jack life,
and 2 to 12 kids. I've gotta get to the gym. Boxing lessons with Benny Leonard. With a Cracker Jack
when I look into his eyes, maybe it's too late. Would we, could we, maybe we should wait, but when I look across the street, cross his path and hope that he'll cross mine. Look both ways across the street, and then we'll be just fine. With a Cracker Jack dog and a Cracker Jack life. When I'm home tonight, he can cross my mind, and if I start to cross my heart, I may find love is blind and deaf.
Blackout. Scene 8, the Leibowitz kitchen. A picture of Benjamin stands on the table. Akiva pours himself wine. Esther enters.
Oh, that was for next Passover, Akiva.
Not anymore.
We're being pinned between Benjamin wanting to leave the store and marrying outside the faith. It's like being stuck at Passover between horseradish and bitter herbs.
You're getting ahead of yourself, Esther.
This was on Benjamin's bed. Read it.
Mrs. Katie Leibowitz. I can hear Zayda lamenting in Leningrad. My pop'll say what werden. I think it's Armageddon. Your ma will think her world is torn apart. He's tasted the elixir of a beautiful young shiksa. Now Rabbi wants to have a heart-to-heart.
Boy, question after question, I now have indigestion to compliment phlebitis and the gout. Is there bad news to deliver? Should we stay home and sit shiver, or wait for God to figure something out? Oi,
Oi, oi.
mitzvah boy. There must be some nice Jewish girl, a Katie, Sophie, Rose, or Pearl. Smile would make his flag unfurl and fill his heart with joy.
A chapter from Tolstoy. Why not avoid a family fuss and much meshuggah, mishigas? Marry like the rest of us and Jewish life enjoy. Whatever happened to those Cohen kids anyway?
The ones that dressed up like little leprechauns in the St. Patrick's Day parade?
Uh-huh.
They're all baptized.
Cohen's Catholic. Oi.
It's St. Peter they're bestowing on each new leprechaun. God knows if the boys are circumcised.
Or worse than that, I'm thinking that them oil could be drinking. To get it done, he may need several tries.
Mitzvah boy. There must be some nice Jewish girl, a Sadie, Sophie, Rose, or Pearl. Smile would make his flag unfurl and fill his heart with joy.
A chapter from Tolstoy. Why not avoid a family fuss and much meshuggah, mishigas? Marry like the rest of us and Jewish life enjoy.
How would we get along with her family? Bring a kugel? Invite them for Passover?
Can I wear a yarmulke in their church?
What, it look like the Pope?
So let us drown our sorrow for today and then tomorrow.
It's hard to be a winner in defeat.
I pray that the Creator gives us leeway at next Seder.
And wiggle room for those across the street.
Our role in life is not Benjamin's role.
That's right. Our rules for life are not his rules.
Our reality is not our son's reality.
But I still love him.
Of course you do.
I still need him.
I do too.
Oi,
oi,
a decoy will deploy, a coy forget-me-not skelet, a zaftig shena tzat who'll give him all she's got, so he'll forget the boy.
No Tzatskala.
No Tzatskala?
No. Too much. Benjamin will make his own mistakes and learn to live with them.
But does he have to live with them under the same roof?
Can't tell him what to do.
Just like any other Jew, he'd only be more headstrong and entrenched.
But he'll strike out on his own with a Kivavitz backbone, and God is known to help entrench. Mensch. Oi!
Night, outside Kelly's market. One lantern breaks the darkness, then another. The larger figure, Ryan, carries a bundle of groceries. The smaller figure, Mrs. Weintraub, wears a babushka, distinctive even in the dark.
Ryan, is that you?
Yes, Mrs. Weintraub.
It's good to see you. Though I can hardly see you.
It's good to see you too. I have everything on your list.
Ryan, I'm so sorry to say I can't pay you right now. I'm waiting for my check from White Plains.
Your credit is always good, Miss Weintraub.
Like in the good old days, when getting a peck on the cheek didn't have to be our secret. And your father used to look in on me.
Like in the old days.
When I used to bake strudel for Shabbos, I'd always bring you some before lighting the candles. You got the raisins, nuts, and cinnamon, even before my Chaim. Then you'd say...
Thanks, Grandma. I remember.
Cinnamon, flour, and butter. Can't wait for strudel to cool. Cinnamon, raisins, and sugar. Waiting for strudel to cool. Cinnamon, flour, and butter. Can't wait for strudel to cool. Cinnamon, raisins, and sugar. Now the real verse in Hebrew. Hine ma tovu manayim shevet achim gam yachad. You don't remember the Hebrew? How good and pleasant it is for us all to dwell together in unity. Well, not to worry. It's been a long time.
A long time.
I'd come by Kelly's, magazines, Tootsie Rolls, tchotchkes.
I remember.
And we'd give out Kelly candy to the kids after church.
I remember.
Some changes have been good and some, not so good.
Can't argue with that.
Were you able to get me a kosher brisket?
Like always.
From Cohen's on First Street, or from Leibovitz right here?
From Cohen's, Mrs. Weintraub.
I guess I'm not the only traditional one. So, I'm sure that a young man like you has better company to keep.
No company better than yours.
Bless you, Ryan. And again, my deepest condolences to your family on the loss of your father.
Thank you, Mrs. Weintraub. I'll see you next week. Be careful crossing.
Mrs. Weintraub's lantern guides her back across the street. Ryan attempts to enter the Kelly kitchen quietly. To his dismay, Katie is sitting at the kitchen table. Figurines of cherubim, St. Patrick, and a crucifix are prominently displayed.
I see you finally fixed the window on the store.
Yeah?
How'd you think it was broken?
Some Jew threw a rock at it.
Why would a Jew do that?
If he can't own it, he doesn't want anyone else to.
You're not telling me the truth, Ryan Kelly.
I found the rock.
Put your hand on St. Patrick and tell me that again.
And how do you know whether or not I'm lying?
The little vein on your forehead.
What vein?
The vein that popped out when you fibbed about peeking at Cousin Brenda in the shower. It's a little weather vein. It points to whether you're telling the truth.
That's malarkey. I tell you, I didn't break that window. I love that store.
I believe the second part, but not the first.
When you bought the rancid corned beef, it was our hard earnings going into their greedy pockets. All right? Didn't I already tell you that I'm the one who saw Da and Akiva Leibowitz talking in the store late at night, dollar signs dancing in Leibowitz's eyes, Da looking away down and out?
You've already beaten up his son once, Ryan. What else do you want?
What do I want? I'll tell you what I want. I want Benjamin Leibowitz, his family, and all the Jews on 8th Street to pack up and leave. And if that can't happen, I want Leibowitz to leave you alone. You think I don't have eyes in the park? Do you think your little romance is what Dad would have wanted for his darling Catherine? Do you think the man of the house would be pointing you towards St. Jude, patron saint of lost causes? Or maybe towards St. Mary Magdalene, patron saint of sinners?
Man of the house? Is that what you think you are now? The man of the house would be helping to finalize arrangements with Kelly's Market. The man of the house would be helping Ella Rose regain her balance. The man of the house would not allow his sister to shoulder all the burden.
Thanks, dear twin, for making that all clear.
When are you, twin brother, going to step out of Dad's shadow?
Heaven forbid you should pay more attention to your flesh and blood family than to a Jew across the street. By the way, your boyfriend's at the gym.
Oh, you noticed.
Do you think he'd come to Sunday church?
Do you think you'd go to Sunday church? I guess we woke you up. I'm sorry.
It's all right. I'll fall asleep again. Katie,
Uh-huh.
did Dad die because of Ryan?
No. Ella, no. Ryan's just not being as helpful now as we both need him to be.
Why doesn't Ryan come to church with us anymore?
Mostly because he's so angry.
At us?
No, sweetie. Ryan's angry at the world. He's angry that Dad died, angry that we're selling the store, angry that we have responsibilities that Ryan isn't ready for.
Sometimes he scares me. I don't want him to babysit me when you go out. I'm not a baby.
Ella.
Okay. Why is Ryan so angry at Benjamin?
He's looking for someone else to blame for his troubles. Ryan thinks that if Benjamin and his family go away, then somehow his own problems will go away too. But that's not going to happen.
Wouldn't Father O'Shaughnessy help him feel better? Maybe they could look together for Ryan's better angels.
Ryan believes that the best ways to feel better are drinking with his friends and fighting.
Maybe Ryan should go into that little room with the screen with
the confessional?
In the confessional with Father O'Shaughnessy.
Why don't you tell Ryan that after a good night's sleep?
I love you, Katie.
I love you too.
Outside the boxing gym, Scotty, Josh, and Julio spar. Lee Chung and Tony arrive, feigning boxing as a voluptuous young lady, Tessie, saunters by.
Hey, boys. Great day for doing it.
Doing what?
Oh.
Tessie exits accompanied by whistles as the boxers enter the gym and change into their boxing trunks.
What class is she in? Wiggle weight.
So in the third round, we were standing toe to toe, slugging it out, sweat pouring off us like a god knows.
I knocked him down.
And I knocked him down.
Twice.
My trainer and my cut man were working overtime when the final bell rang.
We hugged.
And then we danced around the ring together, real tender-like.
Outside, Katie and Benjamin, bag in hand, approach the gym. He is disappointed to see other boxers training inside.
If I come to the gym at all, it will be around 6 a.m. before any of the other guys arrive.
Gym isn't open till 7 a.m.
Then I'll show up at 7.
Newsflash, Mike and Butch are always lurking in the shadows. You're safer in the ring than on the street, and you may just need some friends to save your ass.
I don't have time for friends. I have customers, not friends. I have books, homework, Torah study, and training. Not really any time for friends.
Or girlfriends. The Bible is right, you're stiff-necked. You won't let anyone tell you what to do.
It comes with the territory.
You don't have to do this by yourself.
I got beat up by myself.
No, we all got beat up that day. You, me, Ella Rose, your parents, and the memories of my ma and dad. Don't you understand, Benjamin? We're all in this together.
It's my fight, and my fight alone.
Then go. Fight yourself.
Katie stalks off. Benjamin enters the locker room.
Hey,
Hey,
what's your name?
who wants to know?
Name's Josh Franklin, but everyone calls me Big Josh. I see you found a locker.
Well, Big Josh, boxing hasn't damaged your eyesight. Yet.
I bet this is the famous Benjamin Leibowitz, the Jewish kid who wears Benny Leonard boxing trunks.
So what of it?
Hey, Benjamin, Scotty's jealous. We're all fans of Benny Leonard here. Josh, Scotty, Tony, Lee Chung, and me, Julio.
Huge fans.
Benny fought all comers.
Negro,
Italian.
Irish, Scottish, Puerto Rican.
some boxers wouldn't fight Negroes, but Benny fought our best.
That's what my uncle tells me. Sorry if we got off on the wrong foot.
You're in the ring, wrong-footedness can get you knocked out. In the locker room, it's our own personal style.
Mine too. I just put my foot in my mouth with my girlfriend. Or ex-girlfriend.
Today's your lucky day.
Did you see that hot little number strolling outside the gym?
Yeah, that's Tessie Feldman.
You know her?
Not biblically.
No interpersonal communication?
Look, he's thinking about it.
Move over, scarlet and red.
All right, you guys, take it easy on the new guy.
Well, you bring Tessie around anytime. I'll be on the train behind her caboose. Woo woo!
As walking down the street, a bonny lass I chanced to meet. Pardon me for being crass, but damn, you have a shapely took ass.
No, Scotty, it's Tuchus, T-U-K-H-U-S. Tuchus, 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 Tuchus. Each Tuchus I hold dear to me for certain reason. No Gentile can pronounce the H, but for Jews.
He's telling you.
It's always Tuchus season.
It's always Tuchus season.
Say toy.
Culata.
Pigu.
Mozzicone.
Ass.
Just plain old American ass.
It's really not that hard to say.
Hey, Leibowitz, don't gloat.
Feel the H.
Try not to spray.
Way deep down in your throat.
Tuchus is a challenge and we struggle to pronounce it, but we'll give it our best shot.
'Cause no guy would denounce it.
Hey, Benjamin, what rhymes with Tuchus?
Bookus.
Lucas?
I hope that Mr. Lowenstein would do his best to book us.
Moses, Jesus,
who could overlook us?
But what Mago recognizes only Jews say
Tuchus,
big ones,
small ones.
Everyone has merit.
What's saying?
Tuchus properly
is only Jews inherit.
There are other words we say.
Ass, derriere,
but it's the birthright of the Jews.
Yes, Tuchus says we got 'em.
Yes, Tuchus says we got 'em.
The bottom line, the nitty-gritty, we contend in New York City.
When you get decked and show is shitty if your joy is made of glass. Happy landings on your
Tuchus, Tuchus.
There's no doubt about you. You do so many things for us. How could we live without you? Like 'em, love 'em.
Watch them sway with pleasure.
Some Tuchuses you cannot damn 'em. To all your aspirations, much fortune, fame, and fun.
Oh, okay. Let's pick it up again at bar 63 with Benjamin.
Tuchus.
There's no doubt about you. You do so many things for us. How could we live without you? Like 'em, love 'em.
Watch them sway with pleasure.
Some Tuchuses come out to play,
But some stay hidden treasures.
Let's hold a Tuchus contest to find the perfect one. My vote goes to Tessie, hers is next to none. To all your aspirations, much fortune, fame, and fun. And to our perspiration, I bet there is a ton.
P-U-K-H-U-S. Yes!
And yes!
And yes!
And yes.
When we touch gloves, we show good sportsmanship for the sport we love. No knocking heads that we know of. And it would be completely nuts if we was to bump a bus. Hey Tony, why do you box?
'Cause they don't have picture books in those Ivory League schools. I box, that's how my body talks. No dick. No dick. No chain. No dick and Jane. Spot ran off with my left brain. Carl Heinrich, my man. You late yet?
He's still waiting for a hello.
Lay off, guys.
Hey Carl, let me hear you say Tuchus. Tuchus. Happy holiday, Carl. Chag Sameach.
Theories blown to bits.
The gutter roll got through.
Unless this man's the Leibowitz.
A kosher German Jew.
Unless this man's a Leibowitz, a kosher German Jew.
The bottom line, the nitty-gritty, we contend in New York City. When you get decked, it sure is shitty if your joy is made of glass. Happy landings on your
Tuchus.
You made me say oy vey. Worship on my Tuchus every single day.
Tochas.
We hope that you don't mind us, since tush is easier to say. We'll leave
Tochas.
behind us.
Lata. Toin.
Otikone.
Ass.
Tochas.
The boxers emerge from the gym in high spirits, punching each other playfully and touching gloves. Ryan enters carrying a gym bag, approaches the group, now silenced, as Mike and Butch follow. Unseen, Katie returns to wait outside the gym to wait for Benjamin. Seeing Ryan, Mike, and Butch, she remains out of sight but within earshot.
If you guys are looking for ass, make sure it's not on the Irish side of the street. That goes double for you, Mr. Smart-ass Jew boy. Stay away from my sister.
Katie can make decisions for herself.
Not as long as I'm the man of the house. Now the real smartasses go to Harvard University. I'm listening to a guy on Father Coughlin's radio show. He tells us that in 1907, the president of Harvard said that the Jews are, quote, distinctly inferior in stature and physical development to any other race, unquote. Now who's gonna argue with the president of Harvard?
Yeah,
Benny Leonard, for one.
Benny Leonard's a freak of nature, a three-legged frog. Kind of like a Jew and not a Jew.
A frog Jew.
And Benny Ross.
Freak.
Maxie Rosenblum. Art Latsky. Ruby.
Okay, a few tough guys. The rest of you around here can't fight your way out of a paper bag. And another thing this Harvard president says, he thinks it would be beneficial if you Jews join the militia. Hey, Benjamin, there's a Jew-bashing bully in Germany right now. Maybe you can go to Deutschland and kick his arse.
There's a bully standing right in front of me.
Then what are we waiting for?
Right here. Right now, Kelly.
yeah, right here, right now, Leibowitz.
I challenge you across the street, and when we're through across the street, you will go blow by blow to defeat across the street.
A wish come true across the streets, and when we're through across the street, you'll be bled like a dead piece of meat across the street.
I challenge you across the street,
and when we're through across the street, you'll be shred like a dead piece of meat
across the street, across the street, across the street.
Kapow!
Save it for the tournament, boys.
Who's the only drunk dog around here? Junkyard dog around here. I mean, who's the only big dog around here?
Guess Leibowitz never heard that saying, let sleeping dogs lie.
Goliath is on the prowl.
They all exit except Benjamin, who stands alone, and Katie emerges.
I came to get us back on track, Crackerjack man.
How much did you see?
Enough.
The 8th and C neighborhood, Benjamin, Katie, Uncle Jacob, and Josh on the Jewish side of the street. Ryan, Mike, and Butch are talking on the Irish side. 2 Irish townspeople enter.
Heard Leonard ain't reffing the fight since he's training Leibowitz.
Irish Joe Shabru's stepping in.
Advantage, Kelly?
Nah, they'll go straight arrows. The Jew will get to beating. There'll be no effing cheating when Joe Shabru is riffing and Kelly on display.
Ryan is much stronger. He's been fighting longer. Gonna be exciting. This fight 1 month away. This fight on Labor Day.
He's moving like a dancer. I hope this is the answer.
He's taking a big chance, sir. A dicey game to play.
He's found a different rhythm from someplace deep within him.
The finish, not the prelim. Now 2 weeks away. The fight on Labor Day.
Oh, what a night it's gonna be.
The fight of the century.
I know it will be a doozy.
If no one gets hurt, now please excuse me.
I'll need another ice bag. I'll buy a better nice bag. Not like that wetter shice bag, worn and soon to fray.
Maybe David should throw Goliath a knish.
Even though I'm scared now, I feel I'm prepared now. It's do or die, I'll dare now. Next week I'll make him pay at the
fight on Labor Day.
I guess beating him up once wasn't enough.
As the old one would say, a leper can change his spots.
No, leopard, Butch, leopard.
That's what I said, a leper can change his spots.
He wants some more of me now, I'll make a guarantee now. Knockouts by round 3 now, his face will be fillet.
Soon they will discover that he can't recover. You better run for cover, cause the Jews' boy spit will spread.
Tough shit!
But the fight
Days away, the fight on Labor Day.
If you're in the final round and down to blood and guts, you always have the last resort. Sock him in the nuts. You ain't nervous that Leibowitz got new tricks up his glove from Benny Leonard?
Nope,
You can always count on Jews to stick together.
I got my own foolproof game plan.
Game plan! Can we play?
Absolutely. You'll be wearing these shirts I had specially made.
Ryan hands them each a shirt, the design unseen by the audience. They read the shirt and squeal with delight.
He'll play right into my hand.
It's us against them, like it's been for thousands of years. Something old.
Something new.
Something Irish.
Something Jew.
Here's my prediction for the fights. First I'll break his back, then I'll break his bones. The Jew will lose the fight before one punch is thrown.
Go out and destroy him, harass and annoy him.
Power to the Goyen. That's so much fun to say.
He's crossed over the border, I'll put our lives in order. My sister can't afford to have her life in disarray.
Okay.
And you